All right, welcome to PrizePicks on 5 here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. Above me, I got David Friedman. You can follow him at Talk About Sports, David Eversole. You can follow at David W. Eversole. Make sure you're using the code 5. Download the app. You can get it from the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, PrizePicks.com. Punch in that code 5, F-I-V-E. You get your initial deposit, your first deposit matched up to $100. There are no rollovers. So they're just giving you free money. But if you only have $20 to play, then put down $20. They'll give you $20 to play. Now you got $40. So use the code 5, F-I-V-E. We did episodes on MMA, on the Miami Heat. This one is on the NFL, specifically the Miami Dolphins playing at the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Dolphins trying to go 5-3. They're trying to go undefeated in games that Tua has started and finished. So we'll see how that goes in this game. We will talk a little bit of Tua, but let's start on the Dolphins side here. We've actually got a dispute on one, so let's talk about it. Friedman and I are going to go at it with this one. By the way, they need to update this on PrizePicks. They still have him in a San Francisco uniform. I'm not sure why. I'll mention this to the powers that be. But Raheem Mostert has been running the ball well. He's become clearly the number one back for the Dolphins. And the Lions give up a lot of rushing yards. So my inclination is to go with him over. And because of that, I'm going to go under. I'm going to do the counter play here, Friedman, and just say that they won't stick with a run long enough. That's my concern. I just, for as much as McDaniel is a run-first coach, and that's what we heard and all that, he doesn't hang with it all that long. You can see Mostert's had some big games of late, but I'm going to say he goes under in this particular game. I assume you're going to make the more conventional argument.
My argument isn't going to be that I'm just going the opposite of what I think is going to happen. Yes. But yeah, the Lions are like 6th in the league in rushing yards given up. Their passing defense is like more middle of the pack, but it's based on game flow and like what I actually think will happen. They're giving up a ton of points. I don't think, especially Tua is still coming back from all the concussion stuff. Like, yeah, he's throwing the ball a lot. Last game they threw the ball a lot. I think they're still going to take it easy. Like, they're not going to do more than they have to. It's a very winnable game. Mostert's been at or around that number, like, consistently, and he's getting the ball a lot. So at that point, I can't see them falling behind. So that's my conventional assessment. So
it's probably how I should go. I don't know. Maybe it's a hunch on my part that I just don't think he'll stick with it. All right, let's Eversole, let's get to the other guy we're debating here. I feel like we've been talking about him every week, and the number has stayed low, which is Mike Gesicki. I have him at over 26.5 receiving yards this time. Seems to be getting the ball more near the goal line than he's getting it anywhere else. But again, that should be just a couple of catches for him. You can see he's gone over the number the last 3. So they're starting to feature him slightly more, although he just barely went over in one of those. What do you think, Eversole? I'm going over on him, but you have a different prop on him?
Yeah, actually, the 2.5 receptions, I think, he's going to see some work. And I don't think this is going to be a blowout, honestly. Detroit's record is a little bit deceptive. The team, is going to play hard, especially under Dan Campbell in this particular matchup. I don't think Miami's just going to come in here and curb stomp the Lions. I really don't. And Miami's pass defense isn't that great. So I think it could be, sort of a high-scoring game, honestly. I think Miami will probably pull away just based on talent alone late in the game, but Detroit at home is going to be fired up, and we're definitely going to get their best shot. So I'm going to take Gesicki over 2.5 catches, and I wanted to flip over to the Detroit side, and I think Goff at 257.5. This is a way that Detroit's going to be able to move the ball and score. I think he's going to go over that against Miami's 31st ranked pass defense. So I like Goff over 257.5. Pairing him with Gesicki over 2.5 receptions.
Yeah, now 2 of the Dolphins' projected starters in the secondary, actually 3 of their top 5 projected starters in the secondary are out. 2 of them for the season, and 1 we may not see again. But here's my thing on Jared Goff, though. I just have these memories of him playing for the Rams and the Dolphins just pounding him that day. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything against him. I don't know that I would play him. Freeman, do you have a Detroit pick? And then I do want to talk Tua just a little bit before we go.
I'll give you my pick, but I also going back for a second, like the blowout. We all thought the same thing would happen with the Jets blowout, and it kind of didn't work out that way. But like the Jets are pretty good. We found that out, and no Tua and all that. Detroit's not that. They're gonna give up a lot of points, and I can't imagine the Dolphins like coming out flat. So that part of it, I went under on the Detroit Lions defense. I think it was like 4.5, something like that. They're under every game, I believe, or close to it, and they're giving up over like 20, 25 points a game. They're not getting turnovers. They're not getting sacks. They're not getting fantasy points. So I'll go under on them.
Let's talk Tua here briefly. 270.5 yards. That number keeps creeping up. I've been playing Hill and Waddle over. Their numbers have crept up. I actually like Waddle better in this game than Hill. I think he's at 65.5. Hill's at like 87.5. But something along those lines. You see Tua, I mean, again, part of that was injury related, but he has gone under some of this stuff. 270.5. I don't know. It feels high to me for this particular matchup, right? Like I don't know that I'd play it either way, but I don't think I'd play it over.
The Baltimore games
I would have gone under too.
Take that out, and the averages are not anywhere near 270.
Right.
With Tua specifically, like I have been comfortable going completions or attempts. The yardage is, it's just hit or miss.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And again, I think I like the see the 23.5 completions. I could see that. I might go over on that one. 34.5 attempts. Again, this is the debate. Are they going to get ahead?
If you don't think they're going to run the ball,
right?
If you go Mostert under because you don't think they're going to run the ball. I
know. Well, I went counterintuitive, and now I screwed up my whole board.
I like this right here, actually. 5.5 rush yards.
Yeah.
Possible. But I mean, he's going to lower his head and try to get 3 that way. All right. Use that code 5 FIVE. But again, some dispute here. So you guys decide what you think. Again, we discussed Gesicki. We discussed Mostert. I would play Waddle over. I think that's a fairly safe bet. With Tua playing, I would play Waddle over. Hill, I'm not sure. I mean, he didn't have his biggest game in the last game, so maybe he comes back from it. But you look at Waddle's numbers. I mean, he had sort of, again, when his quarterback is playing, he's going to put up numbers. I would go over on Jalen Waddle at 65. I'm going to tell
Tyreek you went under on him.
Yeah, don't tell him that. All right, for Friedman, for Eversol, I'm Ethan Skolnick. Use that code FIVE. You can play the other NFL games as well.